We are done with 2024. It's been a great year in Top Drives. This is my review of Top Drives in 2024. 2024 was a very successful year for me in Top Drives. I continue to build my garage and win the majority of prize cars on offer. I had some massive pack openings on Black Friday, 4th of July and a few others during the year. I've also kept documenting the Tri-Series, GT Series and Challenges through gameplay videos and showing the rewards I've achieved. Let's step through each month looking at the highs and lows of 2024. I started January with a bang, winning the awesome Rimac Concept S from the GT Series. It's a great car that has been very useful. After we thought last year's Lotus Evija was game changing, the Rimac trades blows with it, and the pair of them complement each other insanely well. I maxed my Rimac drag spec 332 because that's where I use it most. I think 80, even 90% of the time I'm running the Rimac on straight drag tracks. That's where it blows the opposition away. Right at the beginning of the month we had the Endurance Cup event, which gave out some great packs, and for the lucky few, the Mazda off-road prize car. New Beginnings was the first collection series in 2024. The big prize car was the Hi-RQ Nissan. I've used mine quite a bit, but I'm yet to put an upgrade in it. It just hasn't felt needed. Mid-month there was another GT series. This one was for the Hyundai Genesis. This car is one of my most used cars in 2024. It fits event criteria all the time, and the combination of powerful stats and all-surface tyres with four-wheel drive makes it a key car in my garage. The Bugatti La Voiture Noire The Bugatti La Voiture Noire finished off the month as a prize car in another GT series. It's a good car, I'm happy to have it, but it hasn't been overly useful yet. Probably my favourite video in January was the Death of the Jaguar XKR video. If you didn't watch it, go find it on the channel. I don't think it's in any of the playlists though. February started with the In the Shadows collection series and the Jailbreak Spectacular event. I managed to get both prize cars. I've now maxed the Dodge Charger Jailbreak, but I've not used it much. The aerial for the collection series is sitting doing nothing at 1 star. In contrast, I get a lot of use out of the Skoda Epic. It has one of the best handling figures for an off-road tyre Epic. Tri-Series returned with the black Ginetta G57. It's a Hi-RQ slick tyre car which will hopefully have its moment in the spotlight soon. Video-wise, I put a lot of time into making a few more tips videos covering track services, the monthly flag systems and advice on playing events. The other Dragon Challengers started in February, but I claimed the prize cars in March. Another twisty slick tyre Radical to add to the garage. Tri-Series for the Mazda Sky Active prize car was rerun after server errors during the first Tri-Series event. I was locked out without playing enough tickets during the first event, so was pleased to get a second crack at it, even if the way it was done didn't seem very fair to most of the players. Mid-month saw the return of the GT series due to the server problems. The Porsche Mission R is a great car, which I think I would get much more use out of it if I upgraded it. Another GT series at the end of the month was the slightly disappointing Alfa Coloni. Don't get me wrong, it's a great car, but I thought it would be absolutely key, absolutely dominant, and it isn't. The mid-range and high-range acceleration is slow, very slow. MOA is around 55. Unfortunately, the handling needs to be much higher to negate the rubbish MOA. My Supercar Showdown game show video had taken a few months to plan and record. I finally got it finished and released. It wasn't an easy video to make, so I'm very pleased with the result. In April, the Trading Paint Challenge gave out a very poor Mitsubishi Lancer. But that wasn't important because the new American Overdrive Update 22 was launched. This gave us 340 new American cars and a few extras from Australia, China and across Asia. The two Tri-Series were for the crazy useful Audi R18 and the Zenvo. The Zenvo is a great car to own, but I haven't used it much. Unlike the Audi R18, which I use daily. It's a brilliant car. In April, I launched my first episode of a new game show, Wheel of Packs, which produced some great American Overdrive cars. The Wheel of Packs spinner was hard to create, and leaving the fate of which packs to open to a random wheel isn't a great way to spend my gold. so it's not been a regular video series, but it did return in December. May started with Coast to Coast Challenge and the Tri-Series for the Koenigsegg Jumeirah. Coast to Coast, I won the Chevy Coco Camaro, which is a great low RQ legendary drag expert. The Jumeirah is an awesome car too. I also won the Mazda RX Vision through the second Tri-Series of the month. At the beginning of the month, I put together a first quiz game show. It was just a short general knowledge quiz about top drives. I wanted to test to see if I could create a more comprehensive quiz. It worked out okay, so at the end of the month, I released my second quiz show. With a massive push from Hutch, it put me on the map. They advertised it on their in-game messaging system and on their social media. It jumped 12,000 views in a matter of days and was an amazing thing. It is a great video, it's a great quiz, so I was really pleased that so many people got to play it and comment their score. In May, I celebrated 3 milestones, adding my 200th legendary car into my Top Drives garage, hitting 1,000 days actively playing Top Drives, and putting out my 100th video on YouTube. June was the end of the Heavy Metal Challenges, along with the Desperados Challenges. I won both Skoda Off-Roader and the Chevy Beast. Unfortunately, I thought owning the Beast and maxing the handling would give me the edge in tons of dirt events, but it hasn't. It is a very weak legendary. Even mine fused up to 123 can't beat most of the mid-range epics. It's been a big disappointment, and I hope it's on the rarity changes list for 2025. The 2 Tri-Series events were for the Orange Radical and the Bugatti Divo. I won both cars, but neither have been useful yet. Also in June, I started making the Sunday night Top Drives news videos hosted by Jennifer. Most of the time I enjoy making them. Sometimes when there's literally no news, they are difficult to put together. All in all, the viewing figures are rising slowly, hopefully boosted by adding in short interview segments, exclusive car reveals, and the occasional pack opening. July had 2 highlights. Highlight 1 was winning the massive RQ107 yellow Automobili Pininfarina Battista from the 3rd Tri-Series of the month, after the Brabham BT62 and the Mitsubishi MI-EV Evolution 3. The second highlight was winning the Audi Streamliner Test Bowl car, which continues to be a very useful car in the pre-1970s daily event and other events. I also put out a couple of big pack opening videos for the 4th of July celebrations, the highlight of which was getting my hands on 6 new legendary cars along with a lot of fuse material. Mid-month, I took my family and father-in-law to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. It was a great experience, some of the best cars from around the world. I made an awesome video, but unfortunately because I used some of the official video footage, I had to take the video down. Gaz Collection at the end of July gave out the red Citroen Rally car, and we ended the month with the teaser cars for Update 23, which was the core batch of European Grand Tour cars. August started with the release of EGT, a couple of hundred new cars, mainly from France and Germany. I spent the first few videos after the update chasing the new cars. Then the first August Tri-Series was for the Rimac E-Runner, which hasn't turned out to be as useful as the other Rimac. Hopefully it will over time. Summer Games and the Mazda 767B Tri-Series finished off the month. The final car in the Summer Games Hall of Fame Challengers was the green RQ105 Zemvo. A great car that was very difficult to win, but has been useful. Also in August, I released my 3rd quiz game video, which again Hutch did an awesome job advertising for me. If you haven't taken my car picture quiz yet, then go for it after this video. It's another great quiz that I'm very proud of. September's Tri-Series was for the Blue Radical and the Hyundai Rally car, which I managed to win both of them. The challenges were Maryland's collection for a Citroen Rally car, and I managed to finish the EGT trials, which gave me an RQ81 Audi as the final legendary prize. Although all 3 prize cars I gained in September were high RQ and on paper looked great, they haven't turned out crazy useful. The Hyundai Rally car could have been a key car this year, but in 2 months' time the Citroen Xantia will be released into the game, and that will take some of its win conditions and some of its glory. In October, I managed to get hold of an old car, something most players already have, the Aston Martin Bulldog. I was very keen to get it in my garage. The Bugatti Gento Dinici was the first Tri-Series prize car, and then later in the month it was the Mitsubishi Lancer rally car. Both high RQ in their respective categories. Neither have had their day to shine yet though. The Challenge Series was Toomer's collection for the Chevrolet Corvette. 7th anniversary challenges gave me 2 legendaries, an all-service tyre Mercedes and the Chevrolet Serve 3. I got Tier 2 in the Endurance event, which threw out an RQ98 Peugeot 905 Spider from the Titanium, and it gave me enough tokens to turn the third out of the 4 legendary packs. The third pack on the prize ladder gave me an Alpha legendary. Update 24 dropped in October, which was structurally disappointing. It contained a lot of awesome Lamborghinis that bolted onto the EGT tag. The cars added were great and a big boost for the existing Lambo brand, but because there were very few under epic rarity, it wasn't possible to open update specific packs and chase down the new cars. November started with a low point in my Top Drives year. The Draco Dragon Tri-Series was impossible for me to win. I had the cars, but I was just being hit too many times by too many people, so I ended up 13th when the timer ran out. It's a shame because it looks like a useful key car. Bouncing back pretty fast, the GT Series for the Xantia was a great win. A very useful all-service tyre car that I immediately put 1 fuse in to make it stand out against the opposition. Nicola's Collection turned out to be the hardest challenge I've ever done. There were multiple blocking rounds in the final challenge, with a lot of gold spent, tons of packs opened, and multiple cars upgraded. I did manage to get hold of the standard tyre Volvo in the end. The end of November closed with 3 videos featuring tons of new legendary cars due to the big Black Friday packs. I pulled 22 legendaries across 3 videos. Absolutely awesome. I also launched a new game show format with the Pack Wars video, playing against a friend who opened the same epic bundle pack as me. November also marked my 1-year anniversary of making YouTube videos for Top Drives. And then there was December. The Tri-Series at the beginning of the month was one of the highlights for the whole year. It was for the Ford Supervan, which I'd watched get the fastest time on the Goodwood track back in July. The first wave of rarity changes arrived with a whimper, since it was only the commons and uncommons. A few key cars jumped big jumps in the RQ range, worrying everyone about what is to come in the future 2 waves of updates. Completing Gunter Challenge got me the RQ84 Audi TT, and the second Tri-Series of the month was for the Mitsubishi MI-EV Evolution 2. I also pulled another massive car from the Christmas packs. You can watch that in my most recent Wheel of Packs game show video. It's definitely worth watching. After burning quite a few epics upgrading legendary cars to complete the Festive Hall of Fame challenge, the resulting legendary I pulled from the 90 plus RQ pack was a new update Lamborghini. Finishing off December and finishing off 2024, the Tri-Series for the Automobili Pininfarina Battista was a big success. Having pulled the Peugeot L500R just a few days before, I put a lot of epics into creating a hand that contained 5 of the best legendary cars for the criteria. I won the car easily and it now sits in the 2nd position at the top of my garage, just after the Peugeot Pikes Peak. And that was a summary of my 2024 in Top Drives. There were loads of packs opened and a ton of great cars added to the garage. I haven't recorded videos for all of those cars, but I do have a spreadsheet tracking the legendary pulls, so I can show you some of them here in this montage. 2024 was a great year for collecting epics and legendaries, and also managed to fully upgrade a substantial number of them. 2025 has arrived. Let's see what it brings. I hope you've had a good year, and I hope you'll join me for some more videos this coming year. Let me know in the comments what your favourite car you won or pulled from a pack was last year. My favourite by far was the Ford Supervan that I won in the beginning of December. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. All the best to you and your family. Now get yourself out of here. 2024 is done.